In this video we take a look at the fantastic Thranda DHC2 Beaver. This flight has been made possible by Flying Frank fan Niels Christensen and an anonymous coffee donor. Why not join them and fund future episodes? Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome to my first Thranda purchase, the DHC2 Beaver. I always wondered whether things that people said about Thranda were true, but they are, aren't they? Very fine looking aeroplane, has to be said. But it's got this fancy panel that allows you to control things like open the doors, reflections and stuff. You could put the tie downs on, which is quite smart. You put covers on as well, which is quite clever. And the inside looks as good as the outside. Just amazing, I think. So the question then is where to fly it? Well, you might recall a little while ago I downloaded a great pile of bush strips in Canada, northern Canada. So we're now going to fly around this bit, which is kind of here, look. Yeah. Now the thing with this scenery pack is it's the gift that keeps on giving, because there are clumps of airfields and they're all a little bit too far away from each other, so I can just keep coming back, and every time I come back it's a different place that I can look at, which is brilliant. Right, now I did try this without orthophotos, and I have to say the elevation model is completely off. So I recommend installing some orthophotos, if only for the elevation model. And we're going to let's have a look, see what we're going to do. So the wind is blowing. Well, it's barely blowing, to be honest, so we could probably just go off on 0.5. Yeah, there's plenty of room. Okay, we'll do that. Right, let's let's get to starting this fascinating airplane. Aircraft, extra aircraft, Thranda, documentation, the manual. There's a 73-page manual, which is something. Starting the engine. Right, so we got engine mode set to realistic. Yes, we have. Fuel selector set to the desired tank. We'll go with the center tank. Let's just check to make sure we've got fuel actually before we go charge it off into the bush. Yeah, we've got 3 hours flight time. That's more than enough. Okay. Now we do also have this thing here, which is the radial engine animation, which is amazing. I've never seen anything quite like it. So we're going to crack the throttle open. We're going to make sure all the switches are on. Actually, so there's a master switch there. And beacon light on. Alternator on. Yep. And we're going to use the wobble pump down here. Okay, primed. Brakes on. Yep, brakes are on. Max to both. Clear prop. Right, so let's get ourselves lined up on the wrong way. Get head tracking working. Right. Strobe on. Just take the chocks away. Now, it's a bit of a tricksy old beast to get into the air, it has to be said. So I'm just going to stop for a second and very gently apply the power. That's it. You have to be quite gentle with the engine, otherwise it'll, if you just put full throttle on straight away, it will go charging off into the bushes on the left hand side, and there is nothing you can do about that. cruise. Lovely aeroplane. Listen to the sound. I can't say I've ever heard simulated aircraft sound quite as good as that. Where we're going. I'm on a bit of a voyage of discovery with this aeroplane, but this has to be one of my favourite features, the ability to click on any instrument and have it pop out so you can see up close what's going on. (2,235 feet). Let's just get the speed down. That feels about right, doesn't it? It's about 500 feet to go. Okay, let's go for landing flaps. This is quite a long runway, so we'll probably aim to land about halfway along it to avoid having a long taxi. Bit of a bounce there. Let's put that down to the roughness of the ground, not the inexperience of the pilot, eh? love the way that it bangs and crashes as we taxi along the rough ground. Left feeling like this is an aircraft with some presence, a really tough workhorse with a bit of heft. Just taxi along to the end. And then I think we might try the ski plate setting. Change the weather. Okay. So, where is it? 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 Skis. Enable. Change the weather. Manually entered weather. Snowy and icy max. Keep that the same. Make that about that. How about that? Right, so now, if I have a look outside, we're on skis. Cool. Right then. So take off. How about that? Right. And then around we go. there you go. Yeah, there's no grip. Whatsoever, so you have to anticipate. Yeah, there is no grip. You have to anticipate. Or crash into the bushes. Okay, so that's number 2. And the third configuration is the seaplane. We'll change the weather back to dry, the temperature a bit higher. Fine. And then restart. Okay, so we are now parked up, and we have what's called the amphibious version. Now, there's a few things just to say about this. The first is that in order to control the wheels, you need to add. So let's just go back into the cockpit. You need to add. Get there in the end. You need to add this little gizmo here, which is instrument 52, sorry. And that's not set as standard, so you will struggle. So before you go into the water, you need to have added instrument 52. Now, if you hover over this, if you go into individual instrument in the panel section and hover over this little active instrument, you can scroll through log, and it is instrument 52 that you're after. And it's marked as on because I've set it on, but that's necessary. And I haven't yet managed to work out how to connect that to a button on my joystick, which is a bit odd. I will get there, but I haven't got there yet. Okay, so here we are. Where are we? Now, the thing is, right, so we need to turn right to get down to the water. Now, the thing is, if you have not used orthophotos, then you will find you've got a cliff edge here. Slightly odd, to be honest, how different it is. So I recommend orthophotos because otherwise you're just going to find yourself. Stop that. If you don't have orthophotos, you're going to find yourself with a cliff edge. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to taxi into the water. And then we're going to have a bit of a fly. Now, in terms of configuration, the seaplane version can come with the wheels or not, so you can turn the wheels off. Where is it? Miscellaneous, yeah. So you can turn the wheels off if you wish to, and you can also set the canoe on and off. Now obviously I'd imagine that if you start it on the ground without wheels it'll crash, not unreasonably. Let's see if the canoe affects the weight and balance. Let's have a quick look. Weight and balance. £90. I mean, it's not heavy, is it? £90. If I take the canoe off, what does that do? Does it make any difference to the weight and balance? That's an interesting question, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. So it's a weightless canoe. I think it looks quite neat. So we'll leave the canoe on. Right, let's get in the cockpit. Let's get the thing started. So check the brakes are on. Brakes are on. Yes, the brakes are on. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And we're going to put the beacon on, whichever one that is. That one. Okay, we're going to go for a tank of fuel, which is always nice. And we're going to prime the engine. Now if we get that little display up, we'll be able to see when we've got primed. There we are. Hang on, let's go a bit closer to that so we can see it. That is such a cool sound. Right, that's the engine primed. Let's get into flying position, get the head tracking on. Okay, so mixture and propeller to full. Throttle, correct open an inch. Clear prop. Mags are on. Okay. So now we're going to taxi down to the water. Brakes off. Always a bit of a laugh on the ground because they've got castering nose wheels. Just a bit, they laugh a bit tricky. Okay. Okay.
Check gear.
So now we need to take the gear up.
Check gear. Check gear. Check gear. Check gear. Check gear.
Now, one thing you can do with this, which is quite neat, is you can go into docking hold mode. If you go into docking hold mode, it'll hold still. So it's a bit like the B314 script. Weird going on with the frame rate. Okay, let's turn the docking mode off. Put the rudders down so we can steer. Okay. That's clearly there's a lot more to this model than what we've looked at today. I'll admit that I'm looking forward to exploring the world from its cockpit. So, are Thranda models all they're cracked up to be? I think I'd say so. Okay, let's get Stiggerby on the ground. Or should I say on the water more specifically? Goes within flap speed. Okay, let's get the flaps down. A landing. There you go. Okay, flaps up. This down. Okay. Let's go for that. Off, 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 off. What happens if I do? Better walk it on water by those things. There you have it, the Thranda DHC2 Buffalo in all three of its configurations: wheels, skis and floats. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.